Greetings back to alternate reality. Today we are taking a look at Thomas Peddle from the 2025 Disney Cars mainline, brand new release. Of course, this is the Thunder Hollow announcer. Long overdue. We have been waiting 8 years for this guy. It is finally here. Really like the artwork. Nice snapshot from the movie. Really just shows the energetic, passionate commentator that he really was. On the back of this packaging, you see some other Demolition Derby themed characters that they also put out this year, such as High Impact and Fishtail, of course, among some others. Here is the Thunder Hollow announcer out of the packaging, and I have to say, really like how they used their resources. They just did Barney Cohn's The Cars on the Road Salt Flats push truck last year. So this was basically at that point an easy repaint, although there are some slight differences that we will get into, but it is the same base model idea from that car. So very doable for Mattel to do. They did not have any excuses. So we'll get right into this review. As you can see, I gave it a really nice expression, of course, very energetic. I made sure to give him some burrowing in the eyes so we can really show off that very energetic, passionate feel. Would have been nice if he came with a microphone, but beggars cannot be choosers. And also, this is a key detail. Obviously, the push truck, Barney Cohn's, he had the little pusher because he was a push truck. So he had this little like block right here on the front bumper that was necessary to push the cars. Obviously, him not being a push truck, he doesn't need that. So it's just a flat, smooth bumper throughout. So really nicely detailed, though. I do like how it's a nice kind of wear and tear. Almost is not completely shiny. That makes sense. He's literally at a Demolition Derby, which is very muddy, and I guess the atmosphere just is relevant to being a lot of experience and just, you know, going around a lot. So you encounter a lot of this stuff, I would like to imagine. And you also have some really nice detailing on the hood here. These are meant to be kind of rust patches, since he's not a shiny blue. He's technically like a matte finish almost. So you run your finger and it's actually a little smooth. Not as great as it could be, but it's a decent amount. There's a nice little sparkle. It's just because it's a little bit more stickier in this area right here with the nice white rust patches and very kind of mixed and like out in multiple places. Really like that. Also, you kind of see it a little bit on the top, and it's funny because it honestly just makes him look like he has some sort of bad hairline, which is insanely funny to me. That's a little crazy. And obviously, he has his very obnoxious rear view mirrors. This is taken directly from Barney Cohn's too. And this is a very key thing. And yes, I will finally bring out Barney Cohn's for you guys so you can see this. He actually has this little step stool thing on the side. That's not present on this guy right here. So that was completely removed, and you can see where it was removed on the base, and you can just see how big of a hole too that Mattel put on Barney just to accommodate those. But it is accurate, but this is also accurate. He didn't have those on the side, so attention to details. I really like the orange and yellow stripe pattern we got going on the side here. It adds some nice contrast and just design for this character. The nice orange to the yellow, then a little thin orange, and just a smad, like tad smidge of some yellow on the side, also present on the other side as well. Really fits. And of course, you have a Thunder Hollow decal, Thunder Hollow Speedway, of course, if we can focus. So it says Thunder Hollow and then Speedway. This is something Mattel normally does, guys. Do not worry. They always reuse license plates. It's a little annoying, but at least it's something on the back of these cars. What do you guys think is the better one? I got Barney Cohn's, of course, and I got this guy right here. So we have quite a few things. It's very similar. I mean, they are both blue pickup trucks. That's more so a coincidence in my opinion, but I really like how different these two stand out. Like, I can definitely see these as two separate characters. And what's great about the fact that Barney was all metal, because this isn't plastic, this is all one mold, so it really gives him a nice chunky feel. Same thing here with Thomas Peddle. He is all metal, all in the back. He's completely all metal. I don't understand why Mattel has just not revisited this character. I mean, do they even know he exists? I don't even know when's the last time they've seen Cars 3, knowing how just little that they care about the movies. but he had quite a few speaking lines, and relative to the amount of speaking lines he has, he might be the character with the most speaking lines with just not a single light of day in terms of diecast releases, which is just absurd in my opinion. This guy should have been done a very long time ago. Back in Blue Desert, I think that might have been like the perfect year to just drop this guy. That was also when they did Fair Game and finally completed the Demolition Derby Racer lineup. And even then, Fair Game was supposed to come out in 2017 and he got canceled. So Mattel was planning to do every Demolition Derby racer within Cars 3's mainline era. Fair Game just got canceled, so that one got pushed back a couple of years. But this guy right here, like, has so much more of a prominence even from the other races. Like, I get it. You want to do a good chunk of racers because they're racers, and, you know, popular theme there, but come on, guys. This is basically the Bob Cutlass, Daryl Carteret, Brett Messlingberger, whatever you want to say, of the Demolition Derby. This should have been a release a very long time ago. And he looks great with some other Thunder Hollow staff members. You have Roscoe, of course, Mr. Drippy, the water truck, and Breaker Boggs, one of the many Thunder Hollow pitties. I assume they just, like, clean things up afterwards. This was the last time, too, by the way, that we got any sort of movie release that actually appeared in the movies, and that was 2 years ago. Very, very sad. Dark times we're living in, but at least with some creative liberties, I can have some happiness with stuff like this. I'd love to make another, but come on, Barney Cones didn't really come out all that much. I did see his case though quite a bit. I think it was case K of 2024 that actually hit a decent amount of targets when they finally decided to wake up with distribution in the latter half of that year. So I found him. He was in the case with Margaret Motoray and GRC Raul and GRC Storm. I very vividly remember that case for sure. I only ever came across a Barney once in a store. I'm pretty positive about that, which is what I transformed this one into. But it's really cool. Like, I love the dark blue color on this guy, and I think it's a really good match. So these two, I don't know, maybe they're very long distance friends. Maybe they know each other. We can add some headcanons. We can add some lore here, but yeah, this guy right here, I think, is probably one of the most anticipated movie releases. He is an easy top 5 most anticipated. I'm also thinking of Blue Gremlin with headset, of course, from Cars 2. You have the Storm Decal Cruise, which is absolutely criminal that we don't have yet. McQueen with headset, both versions that are both absolutely criminal that we don't have yet. But yeah, I'd love to see this guy get released, obviously. I'm sure we all would. But that will do it for the entire review of this guy. And by the way, he does have the same wheels, but it's very ironic. They actually work anyway. Nothing really needs to be tweaked about that. They still work regardless. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite Thunder Hollow staff member is, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.